both eliminated in losers qualification round last night, but Ping Chung, the former US Open champion, is still here. And as the guys so off we go. The US Open, Jeremy, when he gets on a roll, he is as good as anyone at maintaining that.
Yeah, just the family trying to get that World 9 ball to add to that
which may
elusive.
Be imminent now. Round, and then a 9-5 win over Patrick Gonzalez. Had he lost that match, he would have played Shane Van Bonen. Oh, not sure about that one. Well, he really shouldn't have left himself that, but he has at least risen to the challenge. And now it's a routine 9. And so, Ping Chung completes a break.
Match, and Max missed the 9 ball to go up 10-9 first, so. Lechner and Filler at 8-8.
So we didn't see Mohammad Soufi at all. Dry break gets him in early in the second, and he's already doing his best to prove right everything we said about him.
Yeah, and you know, again, a little bit different technique you may say, win tournaments. For the most part, you know, that's how also his playing loose, and you just, you know, you almost kind of like try to anticipate. He just doesn't really fear any shot. And that can be a little taxing when you're his opponent. Oh. And it's almost like when you do see him miss, it's at the softer speed.
Might be restricted to only playing the break shot in this rack, but he's back at the table now. Always unpredictable when you're coming in and out of the jaws like that as to what the cue ball's going to do, but it's done to open a 2-0 lead. Now let's get out to table 13 here. It's 2-0 to KPC.
Yeah, it's just such a consistent breaker. Gets a lot of looks at that lowest number. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the final 32. I mean, and you can really figure out there's a lot of matches you can consider could be a final.
Another Philippines player, Bernie Regalario, will play former World Masters finalist Loho Sum. So they're the matches we already know for the next round.
Or not. I think it may slide in. No, he decided to play the simple safety. And just some of these things we've seen this week just tells you what a shot, what a shot. How fickle and touchy the sport is. In many matches, a lot of close ones. Now he'll back-to-back jumps.
3-0 up in no time at all here. He was absolutely amazing on his way to that US Open. 10 racks in a row to come from behind in the final. Trailed 6-3 against Federer Gorst, won at 13-6. 3 different matches. He won 16 racks in succession, all against very accomplished opponents. So as I was saying, once he gets a bit of momentum behind him, he can be absolutely unstoppable. And he's certainly got the early momentum here, because Ping Chung leads Mohammad Soufi later. And another of the favourites in danger, Joshua Filler, a former winner of this title, 9-8 down against Max Lechner, finalist by 8 racks to 6. Back here, Ping Chung off to a fine start against the former runner-up, Mohammad Soufi.
Maybe been a little more to it than just losing that match.
Yeah, he's still there. I mean, Torsten Homan and Kasper Matikainen have arrived at the table to start.
You know, there's, like any sport, you don't want to ever talk about manipulation that shouldn't be there.
Asian players, one of the most experienced of them all, Naoyuki Oi, is now 9-6 up on Shane Van Bonen. 8 against Max Lechner. Now remember, the winner of that plays Federgorst in the next round, and we were all looking at a potential. Has got other ideas.
Yeah, and you know this is the Worlds. They're all great players, but there are some, though, of course, but he's really responded here against arguably the greatest player in the world.
Meanwhile, back here, Mohammad Soufi. Won his opening match against the Canadian Martin Degler, and then lost to Anton Raga. He was a quarter-finalist last night against Alexander Kazakis, who's been to the semi-finals of this championship twice.
But a fine win. Past it, kill the ball maybe. Is this going to be enough speed? Yeah, I was going to say it looked a little funny. Cue ball, watch out for cue ball.
On the 9, this to get his first rack of the match. Oh, and it's another one that could just pass him by. How's this going to finish? Chances he's had. As it is, Soufi now trails 4-0.
Forward. Again. All these players that, he's overhit this a little bit. He's overhit this a little bit. He's going to get a hair thin, I think, but he's okay. But all these players that win, they have to play another.
And he has a gilt-edged opportunity here to complete another big story. This for the match. Ping Chung broke dry for the second time out of 5 so far. Notice the fly climbing.
Fans and flies that are fans.
Yeah, you can see.
I wonder what he thought of when the cue ball hit it. Huh? It was an earthquake? Oh, he saw it coming.
Got off away from coming from nowhere to win this championship the year before. And almost got further. He was only beaten 11-8 by Johan Chua.
Just as I was about to speak, I was going to say, Robbie Capito down 3-2 to Amir Ali. And Ali at the table had a routine 3-ball out. Up 8-3 against Pu Che Wei. But I've been super impressed also with the Vietnamese players, Michael.
And news on Shane Van Boning, someone we do talk about a lot. He's won rack 17, so only one behind now.
That first game and the last are the hardest to get. Should get on there here in rack 5, though.
Well, things have gone wrong late on in a couple of racks already in this match for Soufi. But not in this one. He's on the board at last. Ping Chung now leads. So, back to the main table. Soufi's first break. He's got the one in the side. What do you make of his breaking technique overall, Jake?
No, very good. Attacking option or some type of two-way shot. Got a challenge, though, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sharing the blame with you.
I'd try to take you down with me. But this is the type of shot I was talking about. He maybe tries to make it. Maybe has something two-way involved. Really limited options, though, so he may have to go for this regardless. Nice hit. Nice. May give up a little something on the pink 4 coming off the left side.
Ping Chung was beaten there by, well, one of the many men of the moment here this afternoon, Max Lechner. Just Chua pretty hard.
If he gets any piece of this 7, the 9 should go.
And go it has. And so, Ping Chung has gone 4-5-1.
All right, the cue ball got lost. We couldn't see it, but Soufi out of the chair quickly. You so caught it a little thin, and then you got a kiss, and that's exactly what happened.
Start the shot clock.
Yeah, here he is, and it looks like a fairly straightforward 8 and 9.
Yeah, and I talked about filler maybe being
to the main table.
Yes, didn't like it.
Table and all the dramas going on around us, but of course, we'll keep you across all of that as well.
Yeah, well, 9-ball can change like the wind.
He's had big leads and lost. Okay, Shane Van Boning, he's not made the one in the side, and I don't think anything else is going to drop for him.
He's going to drop this down. No, he's going to play behind the 6. Very good. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you're as good as you still are.
Well, we'll see about that, but thank you. He's going to give up a shot. Well, 6. I thought it was going to score right in front of me, but he's missed this one. This one's going to hang. Maybe got a little bit of a roll. No, he's giving up.
Yeah, and he's had plenty of them. Got to start taking them.
Stoppable. Though, and one thing we saw that in Poland a couple years ago is when he does have a miss, he can leave it behind pretty well. He doesn't. Probably have to play the 9 from near the cushion, so when the nerves are high.
A couple of racks have already slipped away from him late on in this match, and that was another one.
Yeah, it's kind of cute across it a little bit, it seemed like. That was a good 2 inches up the rail.
So slipped away from him for now, of course.
And you saw him kind of cue across, and they hit a little righty.
Now slipped away from him permanently. Mohammad Soufi has really had the chances to actually
go up 7-4 and hasn't won a game since. It's down 8-6.
Yeah, that's against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz.
Like
he
that
was
at
the
the end of
champion.
a match.
Well, you certainly haven't seen him at the final in the 64 round.
Yeah.
Act like
year.
that.
Van Boning could face a fellow former world champion in the next round, though, at 1-all.
He's 1-4 on the spin. And up 7-5 on Wu Kun Lin. Young man that has a ton of talent. Had a little bit of a quiet, maybe yearish after that semifinal run, but
In some of the earlier acts this time, though, it's a pretty clean kill for Ping Chung. Later stages of these events, so you had him in the last 64 as well. Oh, and it just gets worse for Mohammad Soufi, doesn't it? It's the golden break for Ping. Ping Chung, totally dominant here. Closing in on further progress as he looks to win this world title for the first time.
Kind of one of his bread and butter shots, really. We saw that in the opening rack on the 8. It wasn't as far away, but in Osaka, really always a class event. Had to gamble.
You got to halt the momentum of Ping Chung, because once he gets it, he's unstoppable. You look at some of the mistakes he's made, the way he plays, and the instinctive style and the speed, that you're going to have moments like that.
Yeah, and you know, people always talked about Earl Strickland. Earl Strickland could that little extra time making sure he doesn't fall on the rail on a key shot. Like he got straight on the 8 earlier in a key moment, had to shoot the 9 off the cushion. We saw him miss it. Just those little things when you play with a little more pace, or let's say a lot of pace, that can sometimes come back to bite you.
In action at the moment, and level with Dennis Graba of Estonia at 3-all. Now back here on the main table, Soufi had only his second break of the match.
2 rows to the center here. And this is all about getting from the 4 to the 5. When you play here in the center, you want to be a little closer to this ball. Maybe a hair, just a hair of outside. Oh, you hit it thick. And again, this may get a little odd. Now he's got to plan a different. Oh, now some chinks in the armor from Ping Chung. And you said it, he got some opportunities early, that being Soufi. And I tell you, it's not the type of jump shot you want to go for. You have to carry over the 5 with a nearby 4. But the problem is he doesn't really
in play here, looking to get to 10-7 against Tyler Steyer. It's been pretty close for a lot of the Tyler Steyer. 10-7.
Speed, the pocket should be a little friendly. Oh, he's overcut it. And of course, you're not selling out on those. You should be clearing up. Wow, it looked like he whiffed it. So all of a sudden, Ping Chung making some very uncharacteristic mistakes. Pretty routine, just control the speed is all. As you come down on the 5. May fall underneath this a little. This could get a little funny. Cue ball up and down.
Yeah, he represents Syria, which is where he's from, as we've been saying, but he's actually been based in Dortmund now, and it was in Germany I think we first really started to take notice of him. The European Open in Fulda around about this time 3 years ago. He had a fine win over Darren Appleton, former World and US Open champion from Yorkshire, to get to the last 32 at that European Open, and then only lost narrowly to local man Mateusz Sniagotsky. So the golden break made it 8-1 in favour of Ping Chung, but since then he's lost 2 in a row.
5 left, and he's in a prime position, it appears, to shut the door on American Tyler Steyer. But you know, looking at this match, more balls than the other. You know, lose the match by many games, but now I don't know about this. Have to put the cue ball on the rail. You cannot let him cue the ball nicely. That's the main thing. We sit this way thick. So all of a sudden, from nowhere, really, it's really. And then all of a sudden, how many mistakes have we seen from Chung here in the last 3 games? Let's say 4 or 5. Did he make it? No, he didn't, but great effort to these events coming from New Zealand.
Yeah, represents the Netherlands, but he is based over there.
Nice hit. Unfortunate to lose the cue ball. Really, really unlucky there.
Yeah. All the opportunities were there to establish an early lead and try to build from there, instead of which he, Ping Chung off the hook, found himself a long way behind. And he could be trailing by half a dozen.
Sanjin Pelovanovic and Claudio Kachi about to tee off on table 2.
Rounds of events, Ping Chung. He was one of only 9 players actually to get to single elimination in all of the Matchroom big field events in the quarter. Best run in one of those was at the European Open, got to the quarters, lost to Mickey Krause, who went on to win it. So Soufi was in a tight spot, made a good hit. Was a bit unfortunate to see the cue ball scratch. He then sat out the rest of this 12th rack. Ping Chung just a couple away now. He only needs 2 more to advance.
Yeah, and he's going to get dressed up here on the 2, I believe. Well, got it a little thin. The cue ball to get onto the red 3. Well, bridges are different as well, right? One bridge from a next is a little different, how the cue lays on the rest, and I'd be as guilty as anyone, really. I've been proved at it through the years, but man, it looks like a break and run here. It's right in front of him to get on the hill.
Yeah, technically he's had 3 break.
Yeah, more where he earned it. But, you know, you talk about break and runs to win these tournaments, at least in a match, to get some separation somewhere as the match goes on. I think that's why SVB was so dominant as a whole, you know, besides this World 9 ball, but every other tournament seemed like his name was always in there at the business end, just because.
And he's through to the next round, Shane Van Bonen, after that dramatic win over Naoki Oi earlier by 11 racks to 10. Sport and the unpredictability of this championship, that Shane Van Bonen had never won it until 3 years ago. Did take care of it with that win against Albin Oceans. SVB, Sanchez, Ruiz and Beato. Torsten Homan hoping to join them.
The latter quarter of the match, but nice to make it up. Ace game and then ran out behind it. Maybe it was a fluke on a kick shot, is what I'm assuming, something like that. I think he's fallen kind of straightish.
Just a reminder that Lynn or Alexa Peschels, they've both been far in this championship in the past. Peschels has been to the last 16 once there, but a different story in this one. Ping Chung, not at his absolute best. He made some mistakes, particularly in the latter part of the match.
No, I don't know if he was coming for the side or not. I doubt he'd miss his mark by that.
You don't see many tournaments that Ping Chung turns up to and leaves before we